Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. So this year I basically wanted to try and get through all of the old school Dark Souls games. After beating Elden Ring and a couple of the other games in the series, I really wanted to go back to the roots because I'd heard really good things and I really enjoyed the first game. But the second game was so different, and I can kind of now appreciate why it's called the Black Sheep of the Dark Souls library, I guess. So yeah, I did enjoy it. I think you're just watching footage here of me playing and beating the final boss. So if you're looking for something spoiler free, then this might not be the review for you. But I'm guessing because it's quite an older game, most of you would have given this a try already and probably finished if it is your sort of game, because most people do tend to stick at these games. They get really addictive, you know. I mean, this is on the... I mean, it's the PS4 version, but I'm actually playing on PS5 and it runs really, really well. There were some areas where it skipped a little and it wasn't quite as smooth as a modern day equivalent, but look, you know, that doesn't bother me at all. In terms of the gameplay, it plays very similar to most Dark Souls games. You're running around. There are so many different weapons and combinations of stuff that you can pull up, and you can get your playstyle just right. I put most of my points, if you like, into a dexterity build, but by the end, I ended up on like level 130 without really farming that much. And towards the end, the bosses actually got not just easier, but they really were quite easy. Whereas the bosses at the very beginning of the game were absolutely brutal. So when you first start off, you're in this area called Things Betwixt, and it's quite a nice little tutorial area, and you can go back to it as well to find certain things which I found useful. And then you're in Majula, which essentially acts as the game's hub, a bit like Firelink Shrine, I think, in the first game. And I found that really quite nice. The game is very fast paced and quite heavy going, so returning to Majula in between each of the levels really does do quite a good job of cleansing your palate and calming you down a little bit. The music was really nice in that area as well. You level yourself up. There's a maiden of some description that you talk to level yourself up and upgrade your Estus flasks, all that sort of thing. So that was all fairly straightforward, and I felt the first game had done such a good job of preparing me for that, so I kind of was really quite at home. It's just, when you start off, you are this feeble weakling with absolutely, you know, nothing to help you and nothing to guide you to where to go. And I usually do really enjoy playing these games blind, but in this game, it really does not hold your hand. And I found myself more and more reaching for a guide, which I used the Dark Souls wiki page and the walkthrough on there every time I got stuck, which, you know, it really got really frustrating in the end. So I had to use it quite a bit, to be honest with you, because you don't have a clue where you're going or what you're doing or in what order to do things. The game really doesn't sort of do too much to help you with that. I think the game is quite different because it's not the same game director. I think it's actually a different chap that directed this, and the guy that did the first Dark Souls, I don't know his level of involvement. I don't know if he was maybe not involved at all, or certainly less. But yeah, I think just the general enemies, just the normal enemies in the normal part of the game, not just bosses, they were just really tough. All the way through the game, it was extremely difficult. But I did persevere with it because I just wanted to make sure that I got it finished. I'd given myself a target to try and finish it before the Elden Ring DLC comes out, and I managed to get it done. So I managed to get it done one Friday evening when the kids had gone to bed early, and yeah, you know, I was really pleased to get it done. It was a bit of a relief, if I'm honest, because I really did struggle, certainly in the early part of the game and probably right up to 2/3 of the way through. And then the final third, I don't know. I just found it so much easier, and maybe the game just isn't as well balanced as it could be. I don't know. Well, I suspect I do know, and it's not. So, anyway, this is the final part of the game. This is the final cinematic once you've beaten the final boss, and I will leave you to it to watch this. Thanks ever so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave me a like and a comment as well with your thoughts on what you've thought of this game. Thanks ever so much.
You who link the fire. You who bear the curse. Once the fire is linked, souls will flourish anew, and all of this will play out again. It is your choice to embrace or renounce this. Great Sovereign, take your throne. What lies ahead, only you can see.